Yo, 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 yo. What is up, fam? What's up to everybody out there, man? I got to put on the mask tonight, man. Just a terrible, terrible day in sports for all my teams. Manchester United, terrible loss. Of course, this thing's playing in the background. Terrible loss. Yeah, Manchester United lost. 1-0 with a stupid foul by Paul Pogba. Thomas Partey destroyed our midfield. I mean, just a terrible game. And then Jets, as expected. I mean, first half, as you've seen, Darryl Loggins can call a decent half of a game, but we don't have any weapons. I mean, the Jets are just piss poor, terrible. The defense tried to hold, but offense in the second half was not giving anything up. Salute to everybody in here. Salute. God of Moses and Elijah, Mike Morgan, Kenyon E161, Siobhan Robinson. Siobhan Robinson, you're about to get killed tomorrow, man. Y'all Giants are about to get Molly Wazazazazazaza destroyed. By the way, anybody see that Tank Davis fight versus Santa Cruz? Woo! Woo! Hold on. Before we go to the terrible team, my terrible teams today, anybody see that Tank Davis fight yesterday? First and foremost, salute to Santa Cruz, bro. Salute to Santa Cruz, man. That dude, he stayed in there. But that fifth, sixth round, he was trying to stay in there. I saw him wobble a little times here and there. And, the Mexicans, dude, man, salute to the Mexican fighters, bro. Those Mexican dudes, they fight like it's war, bro. They're not going down. You got to knock them down. They don't mess around like, you know what I mean? And the dude was trying to stay with Javante. Javante kept throwing those hooks and those uppercuts. And it would get him here and there to miss a little bit. But it was like a weird thing where you thought, because Santa Cruz was first 2, 3, 4 rounds, Santa Cruz was countering right back with combos that like these flurries that would just catch him because he has the reach. He was catching high, low, boom, 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 off of the counts. I'm like, okay. And Javante seemed like, oh, crap, he was having trouble with it. This is championship level fighting. When you have fighters that can turn to different gears, that's championship level fighting. Javante Davis, I could show you my boy Brandon Sims. Salute to him. He's a boxing aficionado. Like he knows all about boxing. He said Javante's gonna get knocked on the 7th. I said he's gonna get in the 9th, right? But we were both like, yo, Santa Cruz is okay. This is kind of weird. Santa Cruz is countering. He's staying in there. He's evading some of the hooks, some of the uppercuts. He was evading some of them. He wasn't getting as clean with the uppercuts as well. No, he was getting clean looks with the uppercuts, but the uppercuts didn't seem to like truly get Santa Cruz. Then when Javante caught him with the counter uppercut, oh my gosh! I thought Santa Cruz was dead, son. I legit thought Santa Cruz was dead, son. And that's not even joking. I thought Santa Cruz was dead. It's almost like Javante Davis was like, why am I playing with this dude? Why am I trying to sit here and set this up and then throw these little far hooks? Why don't I just count him on the counter? He thinks he's brave enough to stand with me. Okay, jab, coming jab, because he caught him with a jab right before the uppercut. And he did some evil Zangief thing where like evil Zangief don't really block, and he caught him or his left. Boom! Santa Cruz was out for like 5 minutes, bro. I thought he was dead. I was like, thank God he's breathing. Hopefully he's not brain dead. When he got up, sat up, he was kind of smiling like, damn, he got me. Bro, Javante Davis. Well, Ryan Garcia, you told all that mess, right? You up next, Ryan Garcia? I'm just saying. And happy retirement to one of the GOATs, Anderson Silva. He lost to Uriah Hall yesterday. Dude, it's a long time coming for him to retire, but he's one of the greatest. Anderson Silva, one of the greatest middleweight, of all time. The dude is an absolute beast. Lost to Uriah Hall, who's had some issues, after coming out of the Ultimate Fighter, where he was looked at as like this new coming fighter who's going to be a beast, and things didn't work out. But salute him for getting a win, and happy retirement to Anderson Silva. So let's get to some NBA news. Again, not a lot, so I'm probably going to be highlighting the draft and all that stuff. There's just not a lot of news. So obviously, some people have seen freaking Elton Brand has re-signed an extension with that team. Elton Brand has signed an extension with the 76ers. Now, Elton Brand, this is the same guy who traded Robert Covington. Traded Robert Covington. Hey, the VA retired me. Oh, Donald Cannon. Salute. Salute to Donald Cannon. Even though you haven't been here for a while, man, you playing me, son. Come on, man. I'm joking, man. Yo, happy retirement to my guy Donald Cannon, man. God bless for all your services, man. Hopefully, your golden years. I know you're about like 90 right now, so hopefully everything is. I'm joking. But that's good. Salute though. Happy retirement, man. Hope you come in here and talk more ish, man. I kind of miss the trolling, bro. And salute to everybody that came in here yesterday for the interview with John Wallace. That was fun, man. Again, I'm not one of these people. Like, if I saw John Wallace on the street and I didn't know him, I wouldn't be like, "Hey, man, John Wallace." I just, I let people, celebrities, athletes get to their space. I don't like doing that, but and I've met Allen Houston one time outside of one of the games, outside of Garden. He's mad humble too. I think he said like he was talking to Sim for like 2 seconds. Dude's mad humble, and it's like when you see that, it's like I let him do whatever. But John Wallace was dumb humble, man. That dude. Salute to him. Again, go to his podcast and sportscast. It's called Power Forward. He's not going to be just talking about basketball, but life. He's going to be there with Lawrence Moten of Syracuse, another Syracuse legend. So guys who, especially I think Noah Espinal, man, if you in here, bro, go to that channel, man, so you can learn a little bit from some of these guys who've seen the ups and downs in the industry, man. They know how it is. They know how. You deal with some of these, what we call them, scrupulous, is that the proper word, type of agents. People are trying to get you to sign this and that just because they want a piece of the pie, man. They might lead you the wrong direction. So, again, man, go to that channel for any hopeful hoopers. People just want to talk about Syracuse, John Wallace. Go to that channel, the Power Forward on Sportscaster. Hopefully we get them for some draft stuff. But, yeah, man, go and support the channel, man. Thank you guys for coming yesterday, man. That was fun. It was fun to talk about Syracuse, fun to trash talk. He probably still killed me. He's 6'9", he destroyed me. But I like talking trash. It was fun to be able to talk trash. It seems like you can talk trash all day, man. I miss those type of plays, man. But let's get to Elton Brand. First and foremost, That Ain't Rap podcast had an excellent podcast on the new Busta Rhymes album, which is very interesting. I like some tracks. There's some tracks I'm like, but I like especially the Far Muhammad track with Rick Ross. I like the track with Kendrick Lamar, man. So go to That Ain't Rap podcast. I apologize, Triborough. I should have been there. He also had an episode where he was talking about horror movies, and I love horror movies. And I don't know what it is my phone. I just try to ask to make sure that he's not shadow banned because I don't get his alerts. So guys, if you guys like that content, it's not just rap. He talks about movies, talks about everything, man. Go and support the podcast, man. It's on YouTube. Dat DAT AINT rap. RAP podcast. And also my man Marquise Walker's also on there too. So go subscribe to the channel. But let's get some basketball. Let's get some stupid basketball. It's not a lot going on. But Elton Brand resigns. How the hell does Elton Brand? Let me get my beer. Like Doom. All about beers. So they bring in Daryl Morey, who is I think I know the game better than anybody else type of dude. He's coming in there. I think that he might be the eventual guy, right? Because I think they're going to allow Daryl Morey probably doesn't want to be the one responsible for getting rid of either Embiid or Simmons. But I think that Daryl Morey is going to take over because there's really no point in bringing Daryl Morey over unless it's a favor. He's too big of a name and of a GM in the sense of that what he did, all the stuff that he did with the Rockets, for good, for better or worse, more so for worse, that he'll just come in and be an advisor. I think that they're preparing. They're allowing Elton Brand to do all the dirty work because, Elton Brand's done a terrible job, I think, after Hinkie. The guy traded Robin Covington Saric for Butler. They go on a playoff run. Kawhi Leonard hits the big shot, but then you don't re-sign Butler, you sign Tobias Harris. And Butler was better for that system, especially with Embiid. I think they played a lot better with Butler there versus Tobias Harris and what the hell they're doing now. Then they traded. Has anybody seen Zaire Smith play? I think literally he's only played about 7 games in the NBA. Hold on. Zaire, he's only played 13 games. 13 games in 2 years, bro. 13 games in 2 years. Zaire Smith. Trading for Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet has had injury issues and whatnot, but again, as a guy who can shoot a shooting guard, shoot the ball, he's not the most athletic, but again, for a team that's been terrible from the three-point line, terrible from outside shooting. And they also got rid of JJ Redick, right? Didn't resign him. And let me see the stats for the Sixers. They have some of the worst stats regarding from the three-point line. Hold on. Let me see. Where is this? I'm trying to find this. Yeah, I saw a stat about how the Sixers. Yeah, the Sixers. This is where they rank in regards to three-point percentage, attempts, and makes. Ranked 16th, 19th, and 21st after not resigning JJ Redick and not having Landry Shamet. This is Elton Brand's doing, and now he has a mess of a situation that he has to handle where it's like you're cursed if you do. Because look, you keep a guy like Embiid, get rid of Simmons, right? And Simmons had that nasty injury. Now you got to make a decision. Are you going to build Embiid, who's a back to the basket kind of guy, post up, right? And then you can sit here and say it's kind of not where the NBA is going, right? But I still think the kid is uber talented. Well, I think he's really good. I don't say he's uber talented. He's not Jokic. I think is better than him. But you're talking about a guy who's still very talented, but he's going to break down. Embiid is going to break down. Cannot work out. Can't do heavy lifting. Has poor nutritional habits, or at least in the past. I don't know what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? So a guy like him, man. And then if you want to keep Simmons and trade Embiid, I think Simmons is going to the Lakers. I think that talk they had with Magic Johnson wasn't no fluke. You know what I mean? Ben Simmons is a Hollywood guy. He has an ego. You know what I mean? He's the type of guy, if he ever finds his shot, he'll be one of the top two-way players in the game. Guy could post up. Guy could drive to the basket, cut to the basket, defend at a high level. Only thing he's missing is shooting. That's going to come from his commitment to the game. You know what I mean? So they're screwed. You traded all your outside shooters and you signed Al Horford, which is a terrible contract. Terrible contract in Al Horford. Why the hell would you Why would you sign a guy like Al Horford for that team? You needed shooters. You needed Butler. And now they're stuck. So, there. I don't know. Dude, you guys are crazy. What's so bad about Philadelphia? Philadelphia's no. What? Whoa. Boston still has decent. I believe Boston has they still have a bunch of picks. Then they have Boston has probably the best. Well, let me not say the best. They probably had because you don't call him a back because you call Tatum a 3, but they probably have one of the best duos in the league in both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown averaged 20 points this past season off of 38% shooting from 3 and 45 or 6% shooting from the field. That's stupid. That's great. And Jason Tatum, one of the best two-way players in the game. No one talks about his defense like that. And even though I had some qualms about how he played in the playoffs with his Kobe-ish shooting, because he did work on the Kobe for last summer. Rest in peace, Kobe. This dude he averaged 23.4 points a game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 45% from the field, 40% from 3, 81.2% shoot. Bro, that's high-level star right there, bro. That's one of the best. That's the Sixers would pray they had that. Then you have a guy in Kemba who, yes, in the playoffs he struggled, but he fit that team way better than Kyrie. They have a way better. I think they have a way better team than Philadelphia. I don't know where you get that from. And they have a guy in Marcus Smart who may not be the most efficient, but can do a little bit of everything to still defend at a high level, facilitate fairly well. You saw him in the playoffs. He facilitated at the top of the key when teams were playing zone, and Jaylen Brown was finally cutting to the hoop within the weak parts of the zones. Marcus Smart was making a lot of clutch plays, coming down, making threes. Not saying he was shooting like Rondo, like he found his 3, but he's one of those. He's a glue guy that you feel safe building around. They have a way better team in Philadelphia. Play with speed, play with pace. I mean, they ran into the Heat, but no. Celtics are on a way better trajectory than Philadelphia right now, as they say. Yes, okay, and Gordon Hayward is going to be expiring contract, so that's leverage for them. It's a big expiring contract. But they're not going to take another bad contract for it. So, yeah, I mean, they do have the Gordon Hayward they have to get rid of. Was it 33 or 35 million they're going to pay him next year? But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see where. Oh, the beer that's on deck. It's some beer I picked up downstairs. Hana Lay Island IPA. It's all right. It's cool. And he said Toronto. I think Toronto has a better team. A bunch of young, tall guys. Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby. You got Kyle Lowry. Fairbairn Lee's probably going to leave. But they could draft a guy. You know, they could get somebody in the draft. I wonder where Toronto picks. NBA draft, man. Would Toronto be crazy to pick up a guy? Would Toronto be crazy to pick up a guy like Cole Anthony? Play behind Kyle Lowry, so the tension's not on you, even though Kyle Lowry's getting up in age. Kyle Lowry's like 35, 36. Crazy. Play behind a guy like Kyle Lowry. Be a little bit more aggressive. I don't think he's as good. He's not as good of a shooter as Fred VanVleet now, but with less attention on him because that UNC team they have no talent. He's going to get a lot of shots a lot more easy. How do you guys feel about that? I don't know. I don't know where to wrap this pick. I'm trying to look up online where to wrap this pick, but my computer was actually stupid. Let's see. So I just see where to wrap this pick. NBA draft.net. Oh, that doesn't want to work. This is crazy. NBA draft room. So Raptors pick 21st. Oof. And this one has them picking Jaden Springer. So they might not, they're definitely not going to be able to pick Cole Anthony. My bad. I mean, let's see, falls away down. But he's not going to fall that. I don't think he's going to fall that way down. Just off name alone, he's not going to fall way down. But yeah, Elton Bran, I don't know. I don't know. You say I'm an undercover snake. I like the Suns. Nah, I don't like no damn Suns, man. They got a good squad. They got a good young budding squad. But yeah, all my teams, man, NFL, man, all that crap, man. F the NFL, man. What the hell? Jets suck. P. Mahomes mollywopped them. Mollywopped them. I mean, we are trash, bro. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try to get this Malachi Flynn video up and running. So this video is from Hardwood Hoops Central. Please go subscribe to the channel so people don't say I'm trying to steal. Hardwood Hoops, what's it called? Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, and fair use. I'm just showing this so we can break it down. I'm not trying to steal your content. I'm telling people to go watch and support your channel, man. I don't want no problems. Please don't break my legs, man. But I'm going to try to watch some Malachi Flynn. And while we're going over this Malachi Flynn, of course, go Chiefs. Yeah, of course. I mean, I was actually rooting for them too, man. I have no problem with that. So it's online. Knicks trade Knox, Frank, 8th and 38 for Lonzo and the 13th pick. I think I'm taking that. Knicks trade Lonzo. Well, that's it only if you're going to, take a shooter. You're going to take a guy like Vassell and have Lonzo run point. Are you confident in Lonzo running point? No, I said that. All right, so let me clarify. When the first game of basketball I watched, I was like, what caught me was the Suns uniform. I wasn't rooting for the Suns. I was like, oh crap, that's a nice uniform. My father was watching it. I was like, oh crap, that's a nice. That's all that's in my head. I was like, oh crap, it's a nice uniform. Then I started watching basketball. I was like, okay, I'm rooting for the Knicks because I'm from Brooklyn. This is my hometown team. They're from there, but I was never like I like the Suns. I was like, oh, that's a cool uniform. And I was like, all right, what are they like? What are they doing? Like that's a nice uniform. That's all it was. I ain't no damn Suns fan. I don't know, bro. I don't mess with no damn Suns like that. But I'm gonna try to get to this Malachi Flynn video. You do that trade, so that means you're gonna try to take a guy like Vassell, because then you obviously gonna be taking a point guard, and you're gonna sit and take care and doesn't make sense. So you're gonna take. Let's see a mock draft. Let's see what people would take because. Oh, come on. What? Just give me a list. What is this? NBA mockdraft.net doesn't want to work tonight. I don't know what the hell is going on. So at 8, they have us picking. This one is from NBA Draft Room. They got us picking Tyrese Halliburton, right? So you trade back to the 13th. You said the 13th? Yeah, 13th pick, right? Where the Pelicans, they haven't picked Carol Lewis. I don't know where the hell they get that from. But so guys that will be available. So guys will be taken after 8 in this draft will be Isaac Okoro, Patrick Williams. I don't know why people are having Patrick Williams like that. Then Vassell and Terrell Terry. So then after 13, and then Carol Lewis will be going to, you have RJ Hampton. Nope. Alex Alexis Poop. No. Sadiq Bey. No. Precious Achua. No. Aaron Naismith. I know Big Freezy loves that dude. No. Tyrese Maxey. Jalen Smith. I like Jalen Smith. I would think about taking Jalen Smith. I would think about taking Jalen Smith. I like Jalen Smith a lot. I mean, you have Cole Anthony, but yeah, and then you have Jay McDaniel. I'm not sure about that trade, bro. I'm not sure about the trade. Are you convinced that Lonzo Ball is your point guard of the future? Now let's look at Lonzo Ball's stats because I believe he improved his 3-point shooting a lot, or compared to when he was with the Lakers, those bum ass shooters. But yeah, he did. So he shot 37.5% from three last year, over 6.3 attempts, from 32.9% from 4.9 attempts last year with the Lakers. His field goal percentage largely stayed the same. He averaged 11.8 points, 7 assists, which improved by 5.4. That's actually not bad at all. I just watched a lot of him last year with the Pelicans. His free throw percentage was 56%. Wow. Jesus, it's terrible. So another reason why I look at free throw percentage is because it also tells me your propensity or your willingness to drive to the basket. Because if you know you could beat your man, you get easy buckets at the stripe. You're going to take that every time. This is one of the reasons why LeBron James, many times when his team is down or as close, he doesn't like driving to the basket late in games because he doesn't want the foul. I've seen it time and time again. Like, he shies away from driving. That's why sometimes people are like, why is he making that pass? Because it's like, yeah, he doesn't want to go to line and have to make clutch free throws. Alonzo Ball, 56.6%. So that means, a lot of his facilitation, I remember even from college and from the Lakers, it came from the top of the key. He wasn't I don't remember Lonzo Ball. Yeah, I just remember a lot of it was fast breaks, tempo, transition offense. He's really good at, because coming from UCLA. But I never saw him as like this, a Dame Lillard type who's going to drive within the paint and then get deep and then do a fake and try to draw the foul in the paint, or drive to the basket knowing he has an angle and the help defense. He knows that the help defense is going to come and foul him, so he can go to the line. So I don't know. Lonzo Ball's tough, bro. Lonzo Ball's tough. I'm not sure about taking Lonzo Ball. But then again, if you take my guy Vassell 8, if Vassell fell to 13, well, that Vassell's going to fall to 13, given how the chips are kind of falling and what teams are looking at. You're projecting what teams would want. Say a guy like Patrick Ewing gets overrated, Vassell for some reason falls, which I don't believe Vassell will fall, but say he did, then maybe you make that trade. I've seen LeBron James shy away from shots. Literally, you could talk about the time he played the Warriors. I think it's the second to last time they lost him in the finals. The one where Draymond Green had 5 fouls. He drives to the basket, passes out to Kyle Korver for the 3. In that situation, Draymond Green had 5 fouls. They were down by 1. LeBron James was basically almost at the basket, a few more steps, and he had right away because Draymond Green's not dumb enough to either foul you to foul out. Maybe he might be dumb enough, but that's on him. Now he's fouled out. Now you go to a line and can shoot. So, guys, I know people love LeBron James. There's many times LeBron James has shied away from driving to the basket. I remember the Orlando Magic game last year, and like when the Orlando Magic beat the Lakers, LeBron James legit shied away from going to the basket because he didn't want to get go to the foul line. That Orlando Magic team, I think Orlando Magic came to LA and beat them, if I'm not mistaken. So there are many times LeBron James shies away from going to the basket. He's not a good free throw shooter in the clutch. Who's a better defender, Ben Simmons or Jason Tatum? That is a good question. I'm not sure. I probably watched more of Ben Simmons. I've seen Ben Simmons like literally shut down teams, play annoying in the passing lane. One-on-one defense was like stifling, like annoying, like ripping the ball from players. Like I've seen Ben Simmons do it. Jay Simmons is a good defender too, man. But side by side, it's hard because that's my boy Brandon Simmons. Who's Brandon Simmons? That's when we were talking about the fight yesterday. Ben Simmons, he also plays some of the teams like Jason Tatum's usually going to probably play your threes, right? So it's kind of hard. That'd actually be a cool video to do. But let me try to see if I could get to this. Let me see if I can try to get to this. What's this boy's name? can't even think. Let me try to get to this boy's video. All right, let me see if you guys see this. Let me turn off the sound so I don't get in trouble. Let me try to share the screen. Share your screen is easier as at least 2 monitors. Okay, so guys, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'm right here, guys. Just let me put this up. So I'm gonna use my TV so we can watch this. What's the name? This Malachi Flynn. Oh shoot! Oh no, that's good. Hopefully, you guys still hear me. All right, we're about to watch some Malachi Flynn. Hopefully my computer's gonna go haywire as I set this up. Oh wait, where's my mask? Let me stop bugging. Let me stop tripping out. All right, so let me go to. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna hook this up. So I have it up, showing my TV here, and you guys will be able to watch that. Because gotta get to this Malachi Flynn crap. All right, let me see. Let me see if this works. Yes, perfect. All right. Nice. All right. And this is from Hardwood Hoop Central. This is not me trying to steal from you. So, guys, please go visit Hardwood Hoop Central. Salute to him. I'm not trying to get in no trouble. Again, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Yeah. Same here, bro. Same here, bro. Who's better player in my eyes, Jaylen Brown or Joel Embiid? I like Jaylen Brown better. I think Joel Embiid has good moves to the basket, but many times he shies away, tries to do these fadeaways. He doesn't like to get dirty. Jaylen Brown, to me, I think at this point, he has way more upside. But they play two different positions, so it's kind of hard to sit here and judge them correctly. So yeah, ooh, let's go. Nice. All right, we're gonna watch some Malachi Flynn. And I'm gonna go through his his what's the name? Let me see. Does that work? All right, perfect. I'm gonna go through his scouting report as we go through this. Just talk through it. Again, guys, Harwell Hoops. Go and subscribe to the channel so I'm not getting in trouble. So they're gonna go through his offense. And when I was watching some of his offense, man, again, his lack of athleticism is gonna hurt him. He's making those college type of layups where it's just like, bro, you're not trying to bounce off. So look at this, drives to the basket. Not clean, not really composed and structured while I'm trying to make that layup here. But they call him one of the best pick and roll players in the draft. And that's I got that from the Stepien.com. Stepien.com is a great scouting report website. So the Stepien.com says that he's one of the best pick and roll players in the class, regardless of scoring and passing. Can make a wide variety of passes out of the pick and roll, cross court, pocket, over the top, baseline. Has average to slightly average above burst athleticism with acceleration, above average burst acceleration with good handles. Doesn't get to the basket as often as you like out of isolation or the pick and roll. That means, especially in isolation, that means that he can't separate. He can't beat his man to the basket. So sometimes these stats look inflated because look, he's playing what? This is the Pac-10 or Mountain West. It's the Mountain West Championship. I mean, Mountain West of it, the MWC or whatever it's called. So, I mean, I'm watching this guy like, all right, let's see. All right, comes down, just a pass, moves, drives to the basket, looking for those are. I mean, is this that impressive for guys playing the Mountain West Conference? You know, I would if you're going to take a chance on him, a relatively high chance on him. I don't know where exactly he's going to fall. If he's going to fall to like, would he be there at 27? I mean, he might go earlier than that because I think it's going to be a major drop in regards to talent on some of these later rounds. He has nice form though. I like his form. Let's go through this. Really, it's some of the questions they ask in the stepin.com is, will the shot making translate enough to make up for him not getting into the paint as often as you like? Is his activity and IQ on the defensive end to make up for the lack of strength and below average wingspan, which is not good. That's a nice little floater, a little free, nice shot right there. He misses. It's got to in the NBA. If you're coming from a weaker conference like this, if you're talking about taking him, and that's a guy versus and yeah, he has to make that layup. Got to get better body control. Now to gather yourself and your strength when you try to make that layup. Nice little flare out pass, used to deep three. Nice shot, nice form, man. Malachi Flynn stats. Let me just go through his stats real quick. So Malachi Flynn, he averaged 17.6 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5.1 assists, up to 44.1% shooting from the field, 37.3% from the 3-point line, 85.7% for the free throw line, which is very good. Again, how does that translate to the NBA? Because you're playing in a weaker conference. So it's just tough to guys who come from weaker conferences, man. It's just really hard to say how they're going to translate. Maybe tell me this guy's a bench guy, maybe, but it looks like he needs the ball in his hands a lot. I don't know what his off-ball stats are. Can he play at the 2 guard? Is that the type of player you want him to be? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? And I like these type of scouting because this is just show the highlights. Like even there, I mean, that's a tough shot. The shot clock was winding down. So here, guy flares out, gets to pick up top, drives the basket. Nice move. He gets that blizzard. See, a lack of athleticism made him to make that extra jump. I mean, made him make that early step. Some of the more explosive guys in the NBA, they're going to take another step to make sure that they're not taking that kind of, last gas layup where it could be blocked like that. Nice three. Nice, that's beautiful. That's glorious right there. Let me read some other stats about him. So in his offense, 40.1% of the time he's running the pick and roll. So he runs the pick and roll a lot. Again, this is according to stepin.com. Field goals made versus field goals attempted, 82 out of 172 for 47.7%, which is pretty damn good. He ranks in the 96th percentile. That's why the stepin.com saying he's the best out of the pick and roll. Here you see him gets the pick. Nice three. Nice form too, man. Just don't know how it's going to translate. Lack of athleticism is like, why these guys come and go in the NBA where they need the ball in their hand a lot? I mean, you run a pick and roll 40.1% of the time. No post-ups really, offensive. Doesn't really cut to the basket about 0.9% of the time of his possessions. He's doing that. Yeah, he's just. I wish I could show. Oh, maybe I could show this. Somebody said could be an Austin Rivers type with a defined role at worst. Could be. But again, as Knicks fans, we can't. I hope we don't look at him and say this is a point guard of the future. Because there are other guys. Look, I'm not picking. I don't know about picking this guy at 27. If Jay McDaniels somehow falls, which I doubt. You know what I mean? Even a guy, you take a Desmond Bane over this kid. Like the kid, but can't do much about it. Yeah, he can't, bro. He can't. That means he needs the ball in his hand a lot. And we sit here and complain about guys like Frank Ntilikina not being a guy who could beat his man and all that jazz. So it's like, all right, so this guy he's probably a better shooter than Frank Ntilikina. But still, this just looks like a guy who's a high-level college player. I'm just not sure if his game translates to the NBA, especially he's playing in the Mountain West Conference. Like that shot, you got to make that shot. Like 37% from three is great. That is good. It's above average for the NBA. But we're talking about in college, in a weaker conference, you got to give me like 40-some%. 40-some%. You're playing against weak competition for me to be convinced that, okay, this guy doesn't have that athleticism. Wingspan is kind of poor. He needs a ball a lot in his hand, but he can make shots. You know what I'm saying? But Siobhan, that's in college, bro. That's in college. We don't know. And that's a good. Somebody just made this. and may try Fred VanVleet with more upside, which may be the point. But look at the system that Fred VanVleet plays in. He played off of Kyle Lowry, who's an aggressive attacking guard. When you have that, they got to play him a lot more honest. They got to play a guy like Kyle Lowry a lot more honest, where now a Fred VanVleet could be in the corner and make those shots after Kyle Lowry drives to the paint. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough to project where these guys come out because the Knicks don't have Toronto Raptors talent. You know, I mean, we don't have that. I'm telling you, you can have a team of crappy players. You bring one or two really good players, and now the team looks different. Some of those role players look a lot better because all the tension's not on them. They have defined roles, like someone just made the point out. So it's kind of tough to say where this guy will come out, man. It's tough, man. I mean, look, I like the college game. I like the fact that he looks disciplined with the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying he has a knack for it, he has a feel for it. And even he's more of an attacking guard out of the pick and roll, right? Like, I think they gave him credit for possessions for pass out of the pick and roll, but nice shot. But even Kara Lewis, I saw made, and I'm doing this. I'm still working a video now. Got a lot of it done. Kara Lewis looked a lot of pick and roll sets. He looked fine. Like, he's not the most advanced at the pick and roll, but he always made the right play. Always made the right play, and it was. I don't say he's unselfish, but always look to make good passes out the pick and roll. This guy is like, he's just trying to get him. Not say he's just doing this, but a lot of times it looks like he's trying to get to the weaker defender and then beat him. Look, see, didn't even work to try to. I mean, if the shot goes in or miss, let's analyze that. Let's analyze that one. Let's analyze that one. That last one. So here he gets a pick. Look at this. Oh, no, he didn't really have an ankle to pass. So, okay, that's smart. Number one played it well. But see here, I've seen Kara Lewis make that pass. You see where one, look at this. All right, damn it, went all the way back. You see where one, look at this. So one played it, right? I've seen ball plays. Once one makes that little creep back to Malachi Flynn, I've seen point guards make that pass to the big man cutting. Boom, open. If he lobs it right there, that's easy play because the other dude right there down low, I don't know what this guy's name is, on the braid or the dreads. He backed off. He was going back to his to favor the wing position, defend that. Right here, Malachi Flynn makes that pass. Nice little loop pass, an easy layup for the big man down low. So he doesn't have that twitch in his game where he's like, all right, I'm faking like, all right, I'm gonna bring it back out and shoot, but I'm still waiting for my guy to get open. So he's more of an attacking guard than pick and roll. I'm not sure if he fits the point guard role out of the pick and roll. Same with Killian Hayes needs to point the pick and roll a lot. But I think Killian Hayes might have a higher upside. But even he's not the most explosive or the most athletic. Salute to everybody on Sportscast as well too, man. God bless. Salute to everybody. But yeah, Malachi Flynn, he's all right to me. I just don't know. I'm not. I think because it's so weak and we've been without basketball for so long. We think that any name like this name, we just look at the stats. You know, he's good. It's all right defense, but he's getting torched. Lack of wingspan hurts too, man. Gets around that pick. It's decent defense, but that lack of athleticism, you're gonna get bullied in the NBA, bro. His balance, I don't think is the greatest. He doesn't have great balance. Even when he's being his guy to the basket, you know, with certain point guards, they can make that little. They got to feed off the defender to make a layup. They'll bounce off the defender, make the layup, or they know how to control themselves. Like, I don't know, it's some of the best players know how to do, like Dwayne Wade, even Westbrook, know how to control themselves and make that layup despite running to the basket or run to the cup at like 100 miles per hour. He's one of those college guys where he just runs and then he might overshoot the shot, overlay, or put too much power into lay because he doesn't know how to control his body. He doesn't know how to he doesn't have the greatest body control driving to the basket, which is tough. I mean, I think it's more of I think it's more of a natural born skill for some players. Some people know how to do it, develop into it, but I think if you don't have it, you don't have it. It's just one of those things. And he just doesn't have it. Let me see some of y'all comments. Y'all can see this. Let me know if y'all can see the video because I want to be talking to myself. And step back is nice. He does have a nice step back. I'll give him that. I'm a little opinion. It's like he can defend, create. He can create his own shot, but and that was one stat. I know I was arguing with on Twitter named Rick War. I think his off the ball, off the dribble shooting, off the dribble scoring is actually fairly good. But I was watching a video of him where he was he was creating space, but he couldn't hit that little mid range. And again, we have to take into account the strength of competition overseas, man. It's different, man. That's why I prefer some of these guys. I wish, not say I prefer, they can do whatever they want, but I wish they would play the college game. I just think that when you talk about the level of talent, it's a little bit easier to assess how good they are versus overseas. Sometimes, but some players overseas they're gonna kill it, and they come over to NBA and they trash. There's some players overseas, the Lucas, you know what I mean? They come over and they look like future beasts, man. So it's tough, man. I just wish that they would play here because I think that the level of competition is a little bit closer to NBA. I know people are like, whoa, they're playing grown men overseas. Yeah, but just because you're playing grown men overseas, there's a different style of play overseas, especially in the European leagues where passing is a little more paramount. Your point guards don't have to be most athletic because the teams are a little bit more disciplined. Big men are spacing out the floor. It's a lot different versus what is primarily in the NBA. So yes, you're playing against grown men, but playing against grown men doesn't mean anything. Peep some Trey Jones film. I'm not the biggest fan of Trey Jones from Duke. Yeah, I'm not really. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully this is I don't know about that. I don't know about Flavian. I'm not sure about that. In what way would he be? Because RJ Barrett's a guy who can space the floor. This guy, I think he does well. I want to know his off the ball. He doesn't play much off the ball. So because RJ is gonna most likely to get his confidence, keep his confidence up there, to allow him to score and to be productive. RJ Barrett is gonna need RJ Barrett's gonna need somebody who can play off ball. And Malachi Flynn, I'm not sure. I don't think he's that type of player. Yeah, he's alright. Malachi Flynn's alright. He's alright. I mean, I don't. I'm not. I'm not trying to issue him. Let me see what you guys are talking about. RJ Hampton. The last thing about RJ Hampton is that he had that hip injury, which kind of cut his play time and experience overseas short. RJ Hampton again is a guy that's his game is largely predicated on athleticism. He's not a great shooter. A lot of nuances his game just doesn't have as a pure point guard. He's one of these guys I think that he's point guard in name just because of his high school, but he's not a true point guard. I know somebody say he's the next Dante Exum. I don't know about that, but Dante Exum coming out of school is supposed to be that dude for the Utah Jazz, and he was never it. I think RJ Hampton probably has a better a more aggressive attitude than Flynn, than Exum, but I'm not too high on it on Hampton. Even though somebody did say that's like your fourth or fifth option, so I ain't trying to kill you too much on that. Is this Joe Madden of Nick's Morning Coffee? If so, salute. It may not be it. It might be another Joe Madden. Yeah, I'm not really high on him. They say, but it's not. It's scouts who are saying they're trying to beef up his. You think? Hold up, Alvin. You think they're gonna sit here and say, "Yeah, man, his shooting is gotten worse"? Like, nah, they're gonna sit here and beef it up. He's not playing any NBA level competition. Let's watch some of my guy Devin Vassar, man. Let me show some Devin Vassar. It's my video too, so I can't get in trouble for copyright. Again, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, and more fair use, so I don't get in any trouble. All right, next Vassar. By the way, if you haven't seen my video on Devin Vassar, please go and subscribe. But yeah, let's watch some Devin Vassar, man. Let me try to see if I can get to his shooting. Let's see if I can get to some shooting. All right, hold on, guys. Just trying to get some shooting. All right. I mean, that's on the ball. Let me see. All right, that's on the ball. Nice catch and shoot. Bam. On the drive, shoot. In the corner, shoot. Off the dribble. I mean, bro, catch and shoot. Look at that. Bro, you telling me this play would not do well with RJ Barrett? Playing alongside RJ Barrett? Are y'all bugging? Are y'all bugging? Come on, son. Like, don't see my dude Devin Vassell, man. Come on, man. Come on, son. Like, yo, you telling me this dude would not fit well with RJ Barrett? Look at that shot chart, bro. Come on, man. Damn, I mean on the right side speed. It's not too good in the mid range, but I did put that. Thank God. But that 3-point shooting, I'm telling you guys, like, and what did it say? What did it say for the corner? So 34.8% on the left side was not good. On the right side, he's 50%, which is money. Step in, shoot. And I'm just showing this just to show how well he'll play with a guy like RJ Barrett. Because when we think about team creation, you got to think about, or construction, excuse me, off ball, got fouled. Let's see this. Splits out to the corner, open three. And for all the people, please watch this carefully. Please tell me that jump shot, because again, I said that when he moves a little bit, when he's on the move, his jump shot becomes a little bit more compact. But for the most part, when people talk about his jump shot change, it did not change. He's been shooting up here for his whole career. He's been shooting up here for his whole career. Nice off-ball movement. Beautiful. Got fouled. Bro, he is shooting from up here. Or from behind his head. Look at that. He's been doing that for his whole career, bro. Like, someone is trying to get him and Ian Bagley pointed this out on Twitter. Ian Bagley said his shot has not changed. So someone is putting out a campaign to get him to fall down the draft, which I can't hate. Teams are looking at this kid like, yo, he looks like he might be a great role player. Look at that off ball. People be sleeping because he didn't put up the stats whatever that people love. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all bugging. RJ Barrett playing with this guy off the pick and roll. Not with him in the pick and roll, RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett getting space off the pick and roll, seeing his guy open. Come on, son. Stop, bro. Stop. Bagley. Sorry, did I say Bagley? Look at that. For people that say he don't have court vision, beautiful off the pick and roll. He ain't dumb, son. Oh, yeah, I was talking about Janoobs. That's my son, Janoobs. And Luka. Guards who have good court vision. Look at that. Luka. I'll give it to Luka. Luka can ball out. Oh, let me just speed this out. I just want to get back to Vassell. Look at that court vision. Boom. I mean, we have better 3-point shooters. That might have been Patrick Williams, by the way. No, that's not Patrick Williams. Let's see. Is everyone saying his court vision is trash? Boom. Got him. Even though I don't like you jumping in the air, losing your feet. Look at this. I think it's the same one. Yeah, it was the same one. People be sleeping on my son, Devin Vassell, man. Look at this. Same play. Oh, no, this is another play. Another time he did it. Same type of play, though. You don't got to always try to, the court vision is there, bro. Look at this. See him in the corner. I mean, you can't get the shot off. Get the pick. See his pick and roll. Yo, son, stop. Stop messing with my son, Devin Vassell, son. Look at this. Come, stop. I know Devin Vassell didn't have many assists. It don't matter. Assists aren't the only indicator of a person has good court vision. Look at that. Guy fell down in the corner. He saw them. Who of the Knicks could do that? That was a great pass. You got to make that shot big in number 5. You got to do something. Look at this court vision. Y'all sit here and say Devin Vassell got court vision. Bro, he got court vision, but he's not a point guard, so it's not going to come out like that in assists. Like, come on, son. Stop playing with my man, Devin Vassell, man. Stop playing with my man, Devin Vassell, man. Like, y'all bugging, man. Like, yo, come on, son. Y'all people bugging, man. But, yeah, man. I mean, we watched some Malachi Flynn. I wasn't that impressed, man. Like, I think he's a cool college player. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He's probably going to be a bench type of player. Come in, run a few sets here and there. He has to be able, if he can maintain or if he can establish a short video of him driving to the basket. Yeah, but I didn't say he have explosion. What? Yeah, I didn't say he had explosion. But explosion is not the only indicator of how good a player is. Every player has their flaws, but for a guy who's going to be able to play off ball from play off of RJ Barrett, like that's how I'm looking at this draft, man. I'm not looking at this draft like um, I'm not looking at this draft where we have to get a player who can do it all because you're just never gonna get that. You're never gonna get that, man. No, 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 no. Devin Vassell has way no, no, no. Devin Vassell is not Knox. Devin Vassell is not Knox, man. Devin Vassell is not Knox. He's in the air with a lot of his passes. I point that out. I did point that out that he leaves his feet a lot. And that's a terrible thing. So I didn't show that obviously in the video, but regards to the court awareness, if he has a big man who can finish, a guy like Mitch, right? Yeah, and making those jumping to make those passes allows to be stolen because again, like I said, I pointed out about Walt-Clyde Frazier, and that's why I pointed out the segment. You can't leave your feet as a player, and I did show some turnovers that he had leaving his feet. But Devin Vassell, regards to court vision, I think I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's Ginobili, but don't sleep on it. And I think it was 2 or 3 games a game don't make him a great shooter. I never said that. Well, first of all, I did point out that his low usage was a factor for regards to why he wasn't as prolific as he probably could have been. That team, they didn't go to him a lot. His usage was like the 4th highest on the team, even though the margins between the top 4 were small. But you would think that a guy who's probably your top-rated prospects, I think he's more highly rated than Patrick Williams. You know what I'm saying? I think that he should have gotten higher usage for a sharpshooter like that. It doesn't make any sense for you to get low 20% usage. But yeah, I mean, take it for what you want. I just think that Devin Vassell fits RJ Barrett so well. He fits his team so well. We don't have 3-pointers. We can't shoot the 3-point. We have a bunch of guards on this team who could drive to the basket. I mean, take out outside of Bullock and Dotson, who's creating space on the floor? Knox can't do it consistently. Vassell's not Knox. Knox has just gotten into basketball. Here's the difference between Knox and Vassell. Knox needed the system to be built around him at Kentucky. He's a primary guy, come off of screens, curls, playing off ball. He needed that. He was basically playing as a shooting guard, like an old school shooting guard, old school sniper shooting guard. Devin Vassell's not used like Knox. Let's see. Knox in college. This is college stats. Yeah, Knox had a 24.6% usage in college. Devin Vassell had like 21 or 20 something like that. It wasn't as I mean, I'm not saying that that's the greatest, but that is a difference. He's one of the primary go-to guys in his offense for Kentucky. People are big on Okoro. Okoro has a lot to. Okoro's going to be developed the same way RJ's being developed. So what? Y'all going to get mad at both these guys, and it's going to be like, all right, who's going to be the? They both have, not say have similar games per se, but their development, their path of development, they both need to be able to be better shooters. They're both shooting like 60% from the free throw line. Terrible percentage from threes. I think Okoro might be. I think it's over his low 20s. Let me see this. No, it's high 28.6%, which is not good. He's got another guy who's going to need the ball in the channel a lot, even though that 19.6% usage. But his path of development is going to be similar to RJ Barrett's. So you're going to have a log jam with 2 players. Who's going to be? If they're both on the court, who's going to be shooting? Who's going to be having the ball in the post? You know what I'm saying? It's weird. I mean, if they can find a way to develop those 2, but in that case, you better have a point guard ready. You better have a point guard ready because you want these guys to be cutting to the basket, finding weak spots in the zone, and you want a point guard who can make those passes to them. But again, I'm looking at guys who complement RJ Barrett well. I think Devin Vassell does it better than Okoro. Devin game seems to be like a role player unless he's a lead defender. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a high level role player. I think he's gonna be a high level role player. There's nothing wrong with being a high level role player. You take what you can in the draft to make your team better with upside. And every team needs shooters. You know what I mean? Every team needs guys who can space out the floor. Duncan Robinson is a role player for the Heat. You know what I'm saying? And he's a cog. He's an important cog in that team. I just don't see it with. I don't see it with Malachi Flynn. A Carl I like, but Carl is better off going to like the Spurs, a team we could develop. Because this Knicks team, I think we need clear cut vision as to how we're going to construct the team. And having guys like a Carl who's going to be taking up the development space or RJ, I'm not sure that's going to work, guys. You know, I'm not hating on a Carl. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Let me see some of your comments. I drink my beer. Would I trade Darnold for first round wide? Hell yeah. At this point, Sam Darnold has been destroyed by the Jets. It's better off for him to be going to another team to probably fix out his kinks, stop throwing off the backfield, learn how to read defenses a lot better, know how to use his feet because he can run, but he's trying to be a pocket quarterback, which I can't hate on, but for this team that we have no real talent on the receivers, maybe outside of Mims, who might show out to be something, and Crowder, who's hurt. And then you have, a lack of talent on the offensive line outside of Mekhi Becton. I mean, look at how many times McGovern. The kid, Sam Darnold's been sacked how many times this season? Kid has no help. And his coach is not helping me either. New York Bricks. Not to knock Sin, but his thinking is kind of old school because he wants a curl. I understand, but Knicks need perimeter shooting bad. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Knicks developed Nocturne. He's a ball player. That's why he's on. Yeah, I agree. I believe that Knox has been improperly developed. But there are a lot of parts of Knox's game that didn't need a whole offense to be geared towards him so it could be better. Your awareness on the court, especially defensively, shouldn't be that bad. Your ability to actually grab the ball and rebound, your attention to detail on the floor. How many times you've seen it where Knox is getting a pass and it's almost like he didn't expect the pass? I've seen times where he's bumbled out of bounds, where he's fumbled it to recover, and it's like, dogs, are you in the game with us? What are you paying attention to? I literally saw a play where I forgot who it was. Was it DSJ? Passed it to Knox. Knox was on the left wing, and it's almost as if Knox didn't realize that the ball was going to go to him. It's like, dogs, what game are you watching? R.J. Hampton, R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox Jr., Randall, Mitchell Robinson. Yikes. That team has it's going to be terrible spacing. That's going to be terrible spacing. Trade for Horford, the 21st pick from Philly, and draft Cole Anthony. I don't know about that. RJ shot 32% from three as a rookie. That's a positive in my opinion. Seemed to be at least a league average shoot. Well, put like this: RJ Barrett had spurts where his 3-point shooting got better, right? So remember he got hurt. I didn't know that he actually hired a shooting coach. Hold on, let me look up the story. RJ Barrett, and there was like a flash of games where. Yeah, so it says that RJ Barrett, 3 adjustments that RJ Barrett has made to his shot this offseason. Oh, he did this in the offseason. Oh, this is better. Oh, and I guess he's working with Drew Hanlon. Was that the guy that he brought on when he got hurt that one time? He was working with like a specialist or something like that. Also picked Allen Houston's brain too, which I love. I love that this RJ Barrett's just a self-starter, man. People may not think he's a super. I don't think he's a superstar. He may never even be a star, but you don't just build around stats. You build around personality. You build around. So you wouldn't try to change your culture. You want a prototype of players, right? And RJ Barrett is a perfect prototype for the Knicks. If you're trying to recapture so-called old glory, again, at least get closer. So I think it might be Hanlon. That may have been a guy that he was working with, because he hired a guy, I believe, when he got hurt, and then RJ Barrett had like a bunch of games. He had a bunch of games where he was shooting really well from the 3. So Batson doesn't have the strength to switch on B. What are you talking about? Like, he's switching to a bigger man? I mean, you expect him to put a little bit more weight on, right? A little more weight and muscle. And I like his weak side defense, even though I don't have the stats, and the Stepien.com probably has it. Trade Okoro and trade it for Terrell Terry. That's if you can get Killian Hayes. I'm going to have some stuff on Terrell Terry. Hopefully, I can just gather some clips from some of his best games, some of his worst games, and we're gonna watch some Terrell Terry maybe this week or next week. Robinson and Hero thrive because they have stars like Jimmy Butler and Bam. Without them, it doesn't work. Makes them have a star. I agree, but again, why not have high level role players, and then when you get that so-called star, you get that point guard to develop with them. Because look, I doubt Killian Hayes is going to fall to us. LaMelo Ball is probably not going to fall to us. At that point, what are you going to take? You're going to try to. The Knicks have had too many years where we've tried to go after guys with high ceilings, but they also have very low floors. Right? Kevin Knox is one of them. Right? A guy that everyone's high ceiling, 6'9". He's the next KD and all this other crap. And look at him now. He looks like he might need the G League. So I just we got to build a little bit better than just trying to just get these high ceiling guys, and we don't really have any philosophy. We don't really have any structure as to how we want to build. Now, obviously, Tom Thibodeau is going to have it. Woody's going to have it as well too. But salute Marquise Walker. Salute. Can we trade with the Golden State? Trade Mitch and Frank, get second pick and still have the 8th pick and take. Why do y'all want Onyeka Okongwu when you have Mitch for 2 more years? Onyeka Okongwu is not going to. When I watch his highlights, I don't think I've ever seen him take a shot. So you're going to have him and Mitch. You have him and Mitch. Oh, I can't even spell the guy's name. Okongwu. I'm not doing too, man. That's crazy. This dude is he's Ebo, so if any Ebo people out there, I'm only joking. I don't have any hatred towards Ebo people. Yeah, he don't shoot. He's not shooting. He's not going to space the floor out. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. It's going to be another log jam with him and Mitch, and he's 6'9". So I mean, I guess he played. I thought he's bigger than that. My bad. Connell's 6'9", so that means you have to take the place of Randall. I think shooting in that 2 spot, if you don't get a point guard, is more of an issue than, say, Randall at this point. Yeah, I'm not taking a come right now. I mean, that's a role play that the Knicks can find free agency like Joe Harris, unless Vassell. Why would you? Okay, but Andre, I think Vassell has more upside than Joe Harris. Joe Harris is truly one-dimensional. Devin Vassell, I say he's going to do this, has parts of his game that could develop into a post game. He's a lot longer on defense than Joe Harris. Joe Harris does not play defense, at least weak side defense, like Vassell. Vassell can swipe. Vassell can play passing lanes. Vassell, long, annoying, tall arms. He has to do a better job of shifting his hips. He can be one of these annoying on-ball guards in the NBA. He has way more height than Joe height. Excuse me, way more upside than Joe Harris. And Joe Harris is going to cost you what, $15 million a year? I'm not doing that. Oh yeah, no one's gonna. I know. But I think you're just saying if somebody gave me the number one, if somebody was going to give me those picks for Darnold, I'd take it at this point. Damage, we got to leave with a bad team, play a lot better on contender. Who you talking about? Who you talking about? Y'all talking about Darnold? I think Darnold do better with a better team, more weapons. We've seen him make certain throws, but he's doing a Braxton Berrios. Braxton Berrios made a great third down conversion today, and then he missed. Braxton Berrios is not a starting wide receiver in the NFL. He's a guy who's going to hit, make a few plays here and there, so do a special teams thing. Might play a few a few snaps from the slot, but he's not that type of player, bro. He caught a nice 36-37. Had the defender right on his back too. I think it was on a slant route. Caught for 36-37, and then literally it was on another play. I think it was a third and something, or maybe in a second or something. He just dropped the ball that should have been caught by Sam Darnold. I was like, this dude Sam Darnold has no help whatsoever, man. No way we want Horford's contract. Would y'all take Horford's contract and the Sixers going to give us 2 first-round picks? Yo, what the hell? Okay, I don't know about that, bro. If you troll him, I gotta kick you out, bro. I won't be me like that, but I gotta kick you out if you troll him. He makes a shot when he doesn't pause on his follow through. Who you talking? I don't know who you're talking about. RJ be an all-star. I think RJ's gonna be an all-star too, man. People got all this perfume. Oh man, it's first year. He shot 12% in the 12th percentile for shot. And like dogs, he's an aggressive rookie who's constantly working his game. How many guys in the NBA who stars today, who when they got to the league, they were not as good as RJ Barrett offensively? Like, we're saying complain about Knox and Frank largely because they're not aggressive. It's not even necessarily because they're shooting percentages here and there. They're just Frank is not an aggressive guard, which we need. Knox is not an aggressive player in terms of aggressive and focus, which we need from your 8th pick. And RJ Barrett's that, yes, his percentages are not good. His efficiencies are not good. But these are issues that we knew coming from Duke. And even how Coach K played him at Duke was garbage. How Coach K played Zion, RJ, and Cam Reddish weren't good at Duke. So, like, again, people want to over-criticize RJ Barrett. This is his first year. Chill out. This is his first year, man. Like, we got to be a little patient, guys. Just, like, chill out, man. Chill out. Damn, I wish I had phone lines, man. Wish I had phone lines so you guys could call in, man. I really want to hear some of your comments, man. Marcos Ramos, man. Salute. Get okay, man. Therese Halliburton, is that your guy? Everybody hate Therese Halliburton now. I think Therese could fall to us, but I think Therese's best fit, and some mock draft had this, had him going to the Hawks at 6. I think he'd be perfect for a player like Trae Young, playing at, I guess, at 2 guard role, play off of Trae Young, hit the threes, doesn't have to be the guy always driving to the basket because it's not really his game, to tell you the truth. He likes to operate from more of the perimeter. He's not going to sit there and drive to the paint. He doesn't have that athleticism like that. He's kind of linear when he drives, but he can shoot the threes. I think he'd be a decent complementary guard to a guy like Trae Young who likes to split the defenses, use the pick and roll, pass out the perimeter, make tough shots. The guy's cutting while he's driving to the basket. That's his type of game. RJ, man. I've been watching Terrell Terry, and he to me is the best perimeter shooter. He would complement RJ perfectly. Also get a stretch 4 like Jalen Smith. I like Jalen Smith a lot. Who's Mark put me onto Jalen Smith? I like Jalen Smith a lot, man. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, but I like Jalen Smith a lot. If Jalen Smith somehow fell to us, that'd be glorious, but I doubt it happens, but I will love Jalen Smith to fall to. I think Jalen Smith – does he remind you guys of Jaren Jackson a little bit? Does he remind you of Jaren Jackson? I guess just get like a Jaren Jackson kind of feel from him for some reason. Big man who could drive to the basket. He got hurt. Jaren Jackson got hurt. Big man who could drive to the basket, shoot from outside. Just a double. He's gonna. I think Jaren Jackson's gonna grow double machine. Right now, he's averaging 17.4 points, 4.6 rebounds. How big is he? He's like 6'10", right? Jaren Jackson's like 6'10". Oh, 6'11", my bad, yeah. Jaren Jackson, yeah. So I think that Jalen Smith is in that same type of role too. You have to get stars and hope you hit if you have the top 10. If you have 10 decent role guys on the team, you have the man that might be even worse. Knicks fans love to window shop. Thanks. Congo's a center. And he's a center at 6'9". Those guys struggle in the NBA, man. College players who play big in college and they come to a lot of guys, he's not going to be able to shoot. He needs to be down low. I mean, you run to the basket at 6'9". You hoping especially now in today's NBA, you want your guy to at least have some type of shot to him. You want to have some type of semblance of a mid-range, depending on mid-range, maybe a little outside shot. Comes to NBA, maybe shoot 33, 34% his first year for 3 attempts. Something to say, all right, there's maybe a something as a big man, but Congo doesn't offer that at all. Doesn't offer that at all whatsoever. So I don't know. I'm not high on Congo. Some people just have him I think he's just a name. Let me see what you guys are about to be out. This is great, man. Again, guys, thank you guys for coming yesterday. I don't know about that. I mean, he's not strong. I don't think he's necessarily strong like that, but him playing long like that, I don't think he's going to get bullied automatically. And again, he's long too. So he's a guy I've seen many times where people are driving on him. He makes that block. Once they think they have leverage, they drove him in and they make a kind of like a weak layup attempt or a floater, and he blocks the crap out of it. Devin Vassar, that is. Arsenal did give me the L today, but they got it off of a weak well, it's not weak. Off a stupid penalty. Arsenal wasn't impressive. United wasn't impressive. So, yeah, it wasn't a good day today for sports, bro. Try, bro. And why just feel so thirsty? Yet? Right about now. But you know what is? I mean, you have a new regime with Joe Douglas. I will say Trevor Lawrence, even though he's had a lot of receiver help at Clemson, Trevor Lawrence is the so-called quintessential, greatest prospect since Andrew Luck. I think that there is some truth to it that, he can make every play on the field. He has championship pedigree. The kid is good, man. And I think that for what they've done to Sam Darnold, I think Sam Darnold is better going to another team, man. Go to the Colts. I think you do great on the Colts. I think you do great on the Pittsburgh Steelers. That team is tough, Pittsburgh Steelers. They got a lot of good receivers, man. They got Juju. They got Deontay Johnson, James Washington. And they got the new kid, Chase Claypool from Notre Dame. Bro, and that's a dude. That's a wide receiver I wanted too, man. Chase Claypool. Dude is tough. Jamar Chase. How about this? What if we take Trevor Lawrence and we take Terrence Marshall, without second first round pick? Would you trade Mitchell Robinson? That doesn't even make sense for number 2 pick. Man, I gotta have phone lines, man. I want you guys calling in. You may disagree with B Synergy. Let me see why you guys are talking. Let me see if damn, what was that? What's the thing you sent on me again? So I want you guys are calling and have some talk some ish. I'm gonna need you guys to call in and talk trash, man. Hopefully not troll, but talk the trash. Whenever RJ pauses before his release, he misses. Well, when RJ go look at how he shoots his foul shots. So he's been trying to make his regular shot a little more fluid. When he's at the foul line, he kind of brings it here and it kind of cocks. It's like he has a lot of mechanical parts moving because I just think that growing up he was never a natural shooter, so it's kind of hurting him. But he is working hard on it. Jets front office clues. Jets front office, Jets ownership is trash, bro. But Trevor Lawrence not going to have the same issues as Sam Darnold. Trust me, because Joe Douglas, I know people don't like him, but I think Joe Douglas was purposely trying to tank. I think he's going to surround his kid with a lot of weapons because he's going to need it. He's going to need Denzel Mims. They got Perrin now, who I think is okay. Crowder next year, they're probably going to get a guy like Terrence Marshall and probably another receiver, and then another tight end. Chris Herndon sucks. How many times has Chris Herndon dropped the damn ball in our own back? Bro, Chris Herndon, bro, you're throwing your NFL career away, bro. First year you came in, you had what? Was it like 41 catches of like, was it 500 yards over 41 catches? Bro, Chris Herndon was looking like a beast. What the hell's in this kid's head, man? Another fumble today, man. Chris Herndon, man, I don't know if you're loving that New York life, bro, but let me tell you something, man. You got to focus, man. This New York life don't mean ish. All these chicks, all these IG models, when you're no longer in the league, they're all going to forget about you. Trust. They're all going to forget about you. I hope you're focused. Maybe I'm making a bad assessment or assuming, but you got to get that crap out of your head, bro, because you're doing terrible. Can't hold on to the ball. Can't make catches anymore. The Chris Herndon I knew when we had Jeremy Bates, I said, yo, we got Dustin Keller part 2 again. We got a tight end who can catch the ball, go run, to make tough catches. Remember that catch you made against the Packers, bro? Now you can't hold on to the ball. What's wrong with you, man? Chris Herndon, what the F is wrong with you, man? This is crazy, man. Chris Herndon cannot catch a ball anymore, bro. What happened? What happened to Son Duke, man? Damn. This dude's killing me, man. Let me see. Zeke. Oh, no. There's Jackson. I think Jackson's Tim Duncan light. What you talking about? Onyeka. All right, guys. I'm about to be out, but next time I will definitely have I'm going to have some phone lines open up so you guys can call in. You guys could say your ish. Yeah, but Rico Suave, we need a lot of stuff, bro. And they're not trying to. You also know why they're gonna move away from Darnold because of the rookie contract. They want that time to reset, right? You don't want to be stuck there, especially if you're a new GM. You don't want to be tied to a guy that could be good versus a guy that you really feel will be good. It's a big difference, right? Sam Darnold, I still think he's going to be really good, but with his Jets, how they treated him, he mentally might not be with the team anymore, and that's a big issue if he's not there anymore. Versus a guy like Trevor, who I know he probably don't want to come here, but for a guy, if he does want to come here, I think he's gonna have a situation where Joe Douglas is gonna put more weapons around him. If Joe Douglas is dumb enough to hire another defensive lineman or a bunch of safeties and stuff, then yeah, it's just we are just the worst team. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna put a lot of weapons around him. They have all this cap space. They've been signing a lot of guys to these 1 year deals. I think they're saving up to have some cap space for next year. So we'll definitely see, man. Other than Carson Palmer never drafted a USC quarterback, that's kind of true. Bro, I F with Sam Darnold heavy, bro, but they destroyed him. There's a difference. I like Sam Darnold a lot. The Jets have not done good by him. I think mentally he's out of this team, bro. Or you lose on Justin Fields. Justin Fields good. I think someone pointed out he had like an 82.5% accuracy rate, which is scary. But again, sometimes our guys just dump off passes. Yeah, you guys did off of a penalty. You guys didn't look that great either. So, but Pug was an idiot. Thomas Partey looked great today. I'll give that to him. He was a beast today. Yeah, I want Terrence Marshall too, bro. But damn, son, they're not gonna last, man. But damn, Atlanta, I want like either Waddle or Devontae Smith, man. Damn, you could have given me Henry Ruggs or Jerry Jeudy. Oh my gosh, man. Them Alabama wide receivers, man, they overtaking LSU, you think? Who would y'all rather have? Jamar Chase and Terrence Marshall versus Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle? Who would y'all rather have? Gotta get those All right. Zach LaVine is an interesting one because Zach LaVine has been put up numbers on a terrible team, man. He did have that year with Tibbs, shooting like 38% from three. He's like a do-it-all three guy, so you'd be putting RJ back at the 2 versus I think his natural position is the 3. But Zach LaVine, it's tough. I don't know what to think about Zach LaVine. The guy's putting up numbers, and you're like, all right, he's been improving every year. What is it? Why haven't you seen the wins around him? Right. I think he played well with RJ Barrett. I hate the ACL injury. I hate those type of injuries, but I think he played really well with RJ Barrett. Maybe to space the floor. He's explosive. RJ Barrett also has to work in a shot, so he's going to have ample opportunities with a guy like Zach LaVine, be able to cut through the lane. I just don't know what to make of Zach LaVine, man. It's tough. It's very tough. I just don't know. I don't know about Zach LaVine. It's tough. What are you gonna trade for Zach LaVine? Depends on the that he isn't good as he used to be. Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger's always made ugly throws. I think a day for you, bro. I got one team today. Yeah, you got it. I ain't gonna, today's Arsenal day. A win is a win, bro. Yeah, I mean, whichever way you guys can take it, because Arsenal, you guys are. How's Europa League doing for you? Adam. I talk trash, man, but I'll give it to you today, man. Never invest in a guy like Cash. I agree to an extent, man, but Zach LaVine's been improving even past that, man. That's the thing. It's hard to tell. I rather go after Brendan Ingram, but yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's the thing, Andre. RJ Barrett cannot shoot well enough to develop as a mostly off-ball player. He needs the ball in his hands. I think putting him in a post, using him pick and roll is going to help him out. But also a guy like Zach LaVine, but look at how Devin Booker has developed, Andre. The fact that Devin Booker had less usage, a lower usage rate, and they took the ball out of his hand, he became a more effective player. He became an even more dangerous player by doing that. So sometimes taking the ball of a player's hands is used to being a so-called lead player, lead guard forward, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes doing that opens up his game a little bit more, or at least opens up for everybody else. Makes him more deadly, makes him more hard to defend. Because if you have a guy that everybody knows he plays on the ball so much because, one, he doesn't have a lot of talent around him. If you allow him to play more ball like how they did with Devin Booker, and you have a guard or you have a player who can get it, facilitate like do it Rubio. See, that's the thing about the Knicks. We don't have that. But, yeah, we don't have a guy like Rubio to basically justify that way. A guy who can get the ball to all the players on the court as effective as a Rubio. So it's tough, but guys, man, thank you for coming out, man. Again, I appreciate everything, man. I think Freezy's having a podcast right now on sportscaster, so I might dip in for a little bit. Again, all the podcasts I support, man, go and support them, man. Go support Dad and Route podcast. It had a nice breakdown on the Busta Rhymes Extension Level Event 2 album that just came out. Go to Marquise Walker. He breaks down rap from Boston all the time, from all over. Great podcast, man. Go to Roy Hebrew Remnant. He's not in right now, but that's a guy right there, man. Has a great podcast, especially on the Knicks. He has talked about the Knicks a lot. Joe Knicks of Morning Coffee Knicks. Salute to that guy, man. Him, I believe his son does production for the show too, or something like that. So both were friend of me on Instagram. I was like, oh, crap, it's cool. He has a son working with him. That's legit, man. Father son working together. Both Knicks fans. So go support Knicks Morning Coffee, man. Go support Isaiah Cooking with Zay on Sportscaster. Sim, of course, on the Knicks. 3BL. They play the Giants. The Giants play the Bucks tomorrow. They're gonna get murdered tomorrow. Giants gonna get murdered tomorrow. Go and support that front stoop as well too. Who else? I mean, Andy N. Go support his podcast. Clutch B-Ball TV, man. I didn't even know he had a podcast, bro. Go and support Clutch B-Ball TV too, man. I didn't know he had a podcast, bro. So salute to Clutch B-Ball, man. But again, please like, subscribe to videos. I'm working on the Carol Lewis. I'm hopefully gonna have that soon. I was working through this all yesterday. I've just been so busy. I have a little bit more free time, so I'm definitely gonna get to doing that. And then we have the Terry Watchalong soon. So guys, please go and support these podcasts, man. But everybody be safe. God bless. Be safe during the election. I know it's gonna be crazy, everything, but please be safe. Don't do anything crazy, man. Hope to see everybody here again soon. Gonna have a podcast. Might have one tomorrow, but the official one's gonna be Tuesday with Sim for Sportscaster and Clutch Points. But until then, be safe. God bless.